Modern Horizons 3, the latest edition in the Straight to Modern Horizons series, is coming in 2024, and frankly, I was so hyped. These sets normally offer a ton of value, and then putting aside the notion of should they be printing stuff into Modern, shouldn't they have been really fun and gave us a lot of cardboard that we like to slam down on tables. But Modern Horizons 3 looks to do things a little bit differently. In fact, it leans back into the Wizards of the Coast model of Commander-fy everything, as we are getting not only 4 Commander decks, but also 4 Collector Commander decks and a Commander subset of cards in the release. Now, I really believe that this is not only a bad thing for people who just like Modern and Modern Horizon sets, but I think it's actually a bad thing for Commander players as well. Here's why. A release like Modern Horizons 3, the tentpole release of the year, the big shining star that we all look forward to, much like Lord of the Rings was for 2023, should be, in my opinion, completely without controversy. But here we are, the Magic the Gathering community, and while I love a bunch of stuff about our game, we do have to talk about the things we disagree with, and unfortunately, I find a bunch of that here. There's been a lot of chatter about Modern Horizons 3. Will it push the power level of Modern? Will it be Modern Horizons 2 that when it released, it completely changed the metagame and forced people to change a bunch of decks and added a bunch of new ways to play one of the fan favorite formats? Well, that question and that conversation has taken a backseat when it comes to Modern Horizons 3. At the Chicago Magic Con, we got a ton of previews. The room was abuzz. People were going crazy. Well, people were going crazy until the 19 versions of Emrakul were spoiled. Then people kind of were like, why do we have so many versions? But the big takeaway, the big shock in the room was the idea of Commander decks and a Commander subset in Modern Horizons 3. And I am actually extremely against this personally, but I also believe it's got a greater impact on the Magic the Gathering community, the future of products, and how people enjoy the game. Yes, even Commander fans. So I'm going to talk about all of that today, and if you like what we talk about here and you're going through the video, not only make sure you click the like button because it helps you know what kind of content to make, but click that subscribe button because we just passed 8K. We're on our way to 8250, and I appreciate you guys hitting that button. So Modern Horizons 3 is going to be controversial, especially when it comes to fans that were expecting something like the previous Modern Horizons from the set. The Commander cards in the product are going to add a wrinkle to the sealed product, and that wrinkle is not necessarily going to be a positive. Now, they can do this in a good way, and here's how they can do that, to kind of preserve some of the experience. We know Modern Horizons products offer a pre-release experience. We know there are sealed play options, and we know obviously the cards go straight to Modern. And with Commander cards being in the set, I think one of the most important ways to preserve the Modern Horizons goodness is to make sure those Commander cards don't find their way into the limited play. Whatever limited play device Wizards of the Coast is using, whether it's a draft booster, whether it's a play booster, whether it's a pre-release kit, whatever it is, keep that limited play free of those Commander cards. Most of the people looking to engage with this set are going to want to play with the Modern Horizons cards. If you are excited about Modern Horizons, you are likely a Modern player. You can get your chance to get in some limited play and put those cards in your Modern decks and have some fun. I would love to see those cards kind of relegated away from the limited play experience. But there's another booster product that comes with this, the Collector Booster Box, that I cannot imagine goes unaffected by the Commander cards. We almost always see the run of Commander cards from a given set printed in the Collector Booster Box. The Collector Booster Box often has 1, 2, sometimes even 3 slots dedicated to the Commander series of cards. This is a conversation I've had for a long time on the channel, and this started with standard products. It felt for a long time, with Standard being a dead format and Commander being the most popular way to play Magic the Gathering, that Standard releases were almost budget Commander releases. Every single card in the Standard product, whether it was part of the Commander series or not, seemed to come with the caveat that yes, it was legendary, it affected multiple players at the table, and didn't necessarily play well with others when trying to play 60 card one-on-one magic. And this is a weird dilution of that product, and I fear for products like Modern Horizons 3 when it comes to this. I really am not a fan of the gross over-commanderfication of Magic the Gathering and slapping all these cards in there, having this Commander sub-series, and then saying, hey, if you play Commander, you better play this. But this leads me to my biggest point, how this affects existing Commander players, Commander fans, and people who love Magic's most popular format. As someone who's been playing Commander for a long time, now granted, I have been on a hiatus. I don't play as much Commander these days between my family life, my work-life balance, and hey, making YouTube content and cardboardfinance.com, supported by the channel members. You want to support that? Click the link. It's $5 a month to help the channel and help the development and the server costs of that website where we track all the sales data. Between all of that, I don't get out to the game store to sit in pods and play as much Commander as I would like. But that being said, part of the fun of Commander for me was the idea of deck building, the idea of exploring new cards, finding new ways to use cards that I had already played in this pile and surprising my friends, having a lot of fun when it came to this aspect of the unknown at the Commander table. And the Commander subset, the Commander series, in my opinion, takes away a bit of that. Historically, when Wizards of the Coast has printed this Commander subset, they often print something that says, hey, if you're playing this strategy, you're now playing this card. If you're playing this strategy, you're now playing this card. Why? Because they're so vastly powerful and so smash on the nose powerful and good for Commander that most people just cannot pass it up. And if you choose not to play that card, it's mostly because you're sick of that design space. You want to do what you want to do without being told you must play these cards. In my opinion, the Commander sub-series makes Commander a worse way to engage with Magic the Gathering when it happens every single set. I love the idea of a regular set coming out and our Commander community going through the cards and finding their sweet tech and the new things they want to add to their deck, or maybe a brand new strategy they want to build around, all through experiencing the cards that were just printed, not directly on the nose, forcing you to play them in Commander. That deck building, that exploring, that surprise at the table, that new tech that's showing off the things that you have come up with is a big part of the fun, at least for me. And when you print cards that say, hey, these are Commander cards, you should play them in Commander, it takes away a bit of that. Now, that will never go away. Wizards of the Coast crazy release cycle, releasing 900 sets a year, is going to help that. You can't help but find something, even in the Commander subseries, that people haven't seen before. It's just, in my opinion, going to happen a bit less frequently. But all in all, the Commander product in Modern Horizons 3, in my opinion, is not great. I get it. I understand that Wizards of the Coast wants to sell boxes. This makes sense to me. I understand that, yes, Commander sells boxes. Imagine that. This is not lost on me. But the idea of a set being for something, and not being for something, but also, hey, here's some Commander, or for Standard, and here's some Commander, or, you know, God forbid, I hope this doesn't happen. I'm actually, just on the record, I actually don't like the idea of the Horizon sets to begin with, but there's no point in complaining about them. We live in a world where they must exist. If you like the Horizon sets, don't like the Horizon sets, let me know in the comment section below. I've already lost that fight. They're going to exist. It doesn't do me any good to scream about it into the microphone anymore. But God forbid there's ever a Pioneer Horizons set. It shouldn't be Pioneer Horizons and Commander. It shouldn't be Standard and Commander. It shouldn't be Modern Double Masters and also Commander. Like, things like this don't really make sense to me. So all in all, I think this is an L for Modern Horizons. Do I think it will help sell boxes? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Wizards of the Coast is going to see a massive return on paper for this. I just think from a player's perspective, I'd like my products to be about the things they are about, to help me navigate the world of Magic the Gathering a little bit better, and help me follow the advice of the CEO of the company, to engage only with the products that I am interested in, and not the ones that try to satisfy every single community to pull in as much dollars as possible. That's just my opinion on the matter. I want to hear what you have to say in the comment section below. If you stuck around this long and you haven't subscribed, I urge you, consider hitting that sub button. 8250 is right around the corner. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Until next time, you all know me. My name is Josh, and, well, we'll see you around. All right, bye. Commanderification. I don't know. Is that going to catch on? I don't know if I'm going to use that one again.